Hi guys. How are you? Nike and Tom, you're the first ones in. Welcome guys. Hopefully you had a wonderful day. Nike, you're ready for your pancakes and chorizo burritos? Yum. Yum, yum. I am ready for breakfast. A ghost town? Is it like super quiet outside right now? Seems like it's pretty nice out. It was quite loud when we got home because they're trying to build a subdivision behind us. So lots of excavators and such. Hey, Silent Spartan. It's been a while. I am very well. How are you doing? We had a wonderful day at work painting. Lots and lots of painting. And there's a really cute kitty there too. So I gave the kitty a little pet or two. Oh, ghost in the chat room. No. Yeah, don't say the word. Dude, don't talk about it. My mom has some stories too. And I just prefer to pretend like it's not a thing. Otherwise, I get too freaked out. You have a 9-day vacation after tomorrow? Congrats. I hope you enjoy all of it. Are you traveling anywhere or you're doing like a little staycation? That's insane, Nike. Yeah, I am like, I don't want that to happen to me. Because then I will be a little bit paranoid after that, right? Hi, Annie. How are you? Okay, so big shocker today for stream. But I had to pull this out. English muffins that aren't homemade. I know. Tough times, right? This is what happens when we make eggs Benedict during the week. I just did not want to spend an extra 2 hours making those today. Nor did I have the time because I was at work. Staycation right now, but the options are open. Amaze. So maybe you will go somewhere. That's so good. I am definitely looking forward to our little vacation at the end of the month for TwitchCon. Oh, nice, Annie. That must be interesting seeing kind of the new food menus from the school cafeterias every year and just to see how things keep changing with like food allergies and different trends and stuff like that. Well, that's a bonus for you, big time. We know that. They have special gluten-free meals for the students who need them. That's amazing. Honestly, when I was in school, that's when the whole big like peanut allergy thing was upon us. That was huge. Like almost every class had a kid in it with a peanut allergy. And then that was basically it while I was in school. Gluten and stuff like that was not a thing at all. So that's crazy how it's changed in actually not a long amount of time. Yeah, girlfriend meals. For those students who need them, girlfriend meals. 3 years ago, you would have had to bring your own lunch? I believe it. Totally believe it. Okay, so going down today, non-gluten-free English muffins for our eggs Benedict, but I did get the sourdough version just so they're a little bit more real. And I'm hoping they just don't call it sourdough and then just put vinegar in it. But I think what I'm hoping for is not a thing. There is some different acids that they added to this, which I'm pretty sure makes it a sourdough, and it's not actually a true sourdough. No! Yep, I got the list out. We're gonna start making our prep list for dinner. It's actually gonna be relatively quick, I think, especially because I'm not making the English muffins. And I think this might be like the 6th or 7th time that we've made this on stream together. That's a Sammy. You're cooking with Kate today? Oh, nice.
Kate. Yeah.
Sweet.
I know, right?
Can't wait.
Hi, everyone.
Sammy's got a broken neck today from looking at the ceiling and painting. Too much of that.
Hey, Sound Spartan. Buff, what up? It's true.
He was wearing this yesterday.
I wear it the total time that we stream, and then my shirt is off.
Yeah.
That's all I
Most
wear
of the time, he is shirtless.
Yeah.
And then the pajamas get washed like every 2 days because
Right.
we do work clothes for laundry. So I have pretty high standards, and if he lives up to them, he's okay. What was that?
I had a shiver.
He's like, high standards, I'm out of here. Why have you not seen him? Because no nips on stream. Believe me, we've thought about this. Sammy still does want to do like an apron only cooking stream and just see what happens. Yeah, look at that merch. And I think it's actually just going to get better. Because eventually we're going to switch from the Streamlabs merch, which it was good. I have to say the quality of the hoodie is good, but the quality of the printing on it, not the best. I think it can be better, and Stream Elements is promising their merch to be even better. So we'll see. I was wondering what you would say, Buff. Yeah, as someone who has cooked in only an apron on stream, don't do it. It's not worth the ban. Wise words, Buff. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, what are we cooking again? Sam wants to do a meat cooking stream. Sam's meat. Yeah, he didn't get the pasties? Remember that one time on stream that I was making British pasties and I kept calling them pasties? Lesson learned. Okay, carrying on with our eggs Benedict. Thank you for distracting. You do remember? Yes. Yes. And you're like, what is this girl doing? Like, how Canadian is she? Okay, so eggs Benedict. We always start with English muffin. Hopefully you can get real sourdough kind or make your own. But today we have store-bought. Quite sad, considering the ones that I make are usually twice that size in height. You were the one that requested it. I'm gone. No. We're getting into it, Spartan. So, bottom of the plate goes the English muffin, which you open up and toast both sides. That's important because we're gonna put some kind of wet ingredients onto that muffin, which you don't want it to get soggy. You still want it to stay a little bit crispy. But then you don't want to take the toast too far because then it's too crunchy and really hard to eat, and it might actually cut the inside of your mouth as the edges of it get super sharp. That's amazing, Annie. Yeah, there is so many awesome gluten-free options out there for bread. Should I put quotation marks around the bread? Because I think I've only ever had maybe Udi's gluten-free bread, and other than that, I've not really dabbled in it because I don't have to. Can you suggest cottage pie and banoffee pie for afters? Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Cottage pie. Yeah, Sam loves banoffee. Okay, I'll write it down, Buff. You heard that? Okay. See, I told you they were still a thing, Buff. You just have to ask. Ask and you shall receive. We'll have a pie day. Cottage pie and banoffee. And actually, banoffee was like one of my first ever desserts that I put on a menu on my own. So good memories there, man. Oh, that's so true, Annie. Maybe those cookies are what wrecked you. I hope not. Yeah, we could have pie month. My cookies wrecked him. Okay, eggs Benedict. English muffin. Next. So next, if we want to do just a very simple eggs Benedict, the next thing that's gonna go on there is a poached egg. So we're gonna learn how to poach eggs today. I know that might be a scary one for some of you, but once you nail it, it's really not that bad. And then on top of the egg comes the hollandaise sauce, which is a sauce made of egg yolk, emulsified with butter, and then we add in a little bit of hot sauce to that, maybe some lemon juice or a vinegar, something acidic to cut all of the richness. And that gets poured over the poached egg, which should be poached soft so that the yolk is still a little bit runny. And then when you cut into the eggs Benedict, the egg yolk starts flowing and the hollandaise starts mixing in there, and it's just a lovely mess. I actually don't use mustard in my hollandaise. And I don't think that I love hollandaise with mustard in it. I feel like that's where I kind of draw the line. It's like, I don't think it needs it for the emulsification purposes. And I like my hollandaise to be much more buttery, so that the butter kind of comes forward out of everything else. Wow, Spartan. Dijon, I could see that being good for sure. I think I might have had a hollandaise one time that just had way too much mustard, and I think that turned me off of it. Because I'm thinking back, and it's like all I tasted in it was the mustard, and it was a sad day. It's like, this is not an eggs Benedict. Yeah, very small amount. I could see that being really good, Annie. I trust. Okay, so to jazz up our eggs Benedict today, I'm going to slice up some of our lovely coho salmon gravlax that we made. And then I have a little bit of squash, a winter squash in the fridge. If you remember the squash that we stuffed and kind of roasted in half like that, so a similar squash to that where you can still eat the skin. So what I want to do with that squash is slice it nice and thin, and then maybe quickly roast it in the oven just to get it cooked. And I also want to get a little bit of caramelization on there. I thought the squash would be like a nice kind of, I guess, soft, buttery, and sweet component to put on there with the salmon, because I think that the hollandaise sauce is going to bring everything together. Oh my gosh, Buff, your list of pies. What is puka pie? Gala pie, Bramley apple. This is insane. Yeah, you missed pumpkin. How dare ya? Okay, so gravlax, squash. I think that's it. Or, I mean, we did just have the patty pan last night, and I think we should use this one up instead. Yeah, pumpkin pie is not British. That's why it's not on the list. Okay, so we got duck eggs to use for poaching. Let them be the star of the dish. And then because we're running out of duck eggs, we only have 4 duck eggs. And we tried to contact our duck lady today, but we didn't get a hold of her, so she must be busy. We had to buy some chicken eggs, and that's what we'll use for the hollandaise. And then some butter. I would go for unsalted if possible, always when you're cooking. That way we can control the seasoning levels perfectly. Oh, pecan pie. Okay, so Sammy, Buff, and Annie, your favorite pies are pecan. Holy smokes, maybe we need to start a pecan pie business. I'm gonna show you guys the gravlax quickly. Just have a little piece of it here left over. Wrong way. Coho gravlax, August 2019. And then to be able to slice this really nice and easily, I always actually like to pop it in the freezer for like maybe half an hour so it firms up a bit. And I just find that it slices much nicer in full pieces that way. Otherwise, it's pretty soft to try and slice and it might tear on you. So putting it in the freezer, good little trick. And Spartan, and it's yours too. You could eat 8,532 and keep going. What? What is this sorcery? Banoffee's your second fave. Banoffee pie is deadly. So, salmon in the freezer. I'll just put beside that on the list to slice. Squash, we have to roast. So, first thing we have to do is actually start roasting the squash. And then while the squash is roasting, we can get our poaching pot ready, which is just water and a little bit of vinegar. Start heating that up. And then we can also start to prep our hollandaise, which we'll need a double boiler for that if we're gonna make it by hand, which we are. But there is an easy method to do it in the blender. I'm just not making enough today to be able to do that. It won't even touch the blender blades. So that's a no. So we're gonna be whisking the hollandaise by hand, and I think this is the most important way to know how to do it. That way you will understand the whole process. You're AFK because you're caramelizing onions. I am okay with this, Nike. I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. Hi, Vune. How are you? And Mr. Niner. Good to see you guys. Chili cheese sausages, caramelized onions on potato buns. Dead. Homer drool. That sounds so good. You've never thought too much of hollandaise sauce. I like it with eggs because I feel like it just mixes in with the yolk.
I like it with salmon.
And yes, salmon. Something about salmon and hollandaise. But other than that, yeah, I don't really see a necessary use for it. Béarnaise versus hollandaise. Ooh.
Béarnaise.
Yeah.
Always.
So good. I wish I didn't use that dill up yesterday, guys, because I would have been putting the dill in the hollandaise sauce today. A little bit sad. Okay, so squash, we're gonna slice it thin. So that means it's gonna cook quick, but we also want to get some caramelization on it. So if we know it's gonna cook quick, we need to jack up the heat. So I'm gonna roast this at 450 Fahrenheit. And it's probably only gonna be in there for 10 minutes or less. Is this lunch? This is dinner. This is dinner. It is 5 p.m. here right now, and we are working into dins. Have I ever made potato buns? No, but I would love to make that. And actually, Sam and I were just talking that we're feeling a burger stream coming up for sure before TwitchCon because we got these last time we were in the States. So we're gonna do an In-N-Out burger day coming up before we head to San Diego. And yes, it is called tarragon in the US, Buff. I didn't see the GIF you posted in Discord. What? Where? I'm lost, Vune. Are you sure you posted it? Oh, food request. Yes, I did see that this morning. And I was like, what? A cheese skirt? Now we have to do that. Yeah. It's like a skirt made of cheese. You're speaking my language. Food Matrix. I have not read that. I've actually been meaning to start reading my cookbooks more diligently, like trying to read one cookbook per month from the front to back. I think it's doable, but I have a lot of books that some of them I haven't even really opened. Sad to say. Yeah, plus it's made from cheese curds, so it's Canadian. It's totally fitting. And then, because we have the cheese curds already, we might as well just make a poutine on the side, right? There's a good salmon cured in coffee. Okay, I need to write that down right now. Salmon cured in coffee, because we're gonna be having salmon literally all year. So we have to think of new ways to preserve it. Coffee cured salmon, looking into it. And then my friend was also telling me about like a Japanese method of salmon preservation. Very interesting. Did I ever meet your alter ego? No, Annie. Oh, and a bagel? That's like perfect for morning time. Oh no, Annie. I can't even say that name. Who is this? Who did that? We have an anise and an anus optrix. What? Thank you for that. Sammy would approve. 100%. Yeah. Hey Colt, how are you? So the fish is not actually cooked. It is cured in a mixture of salt and sugar and spices for anywhere from 2 to 4 days, and then you rinse that off and it preserves the salmon. So you slice it and eat it raw, kind of like sushi, I guess is the best comparison, but way thinner than how they slice it. Super yummy. Okay. I am going to, actually, this looks really pretty this way, how it's already kind of hollowed out. And we need this to be able to fit on our bun. So I think that will fit on there and look nice. And that's also the other important thing about eggs Benedict, is you want everything to fit perfectly on the English muffin. You don't want it to be like too small so that the egg is super small and the muffin is huge. And you don't want stuff to really be falling over the sides of it either. So you have to think about how you're gonna prepare your add-ons if you have any. This is called a carnival squash, and we can eat the skin, which is why I love buying this variety. So there's no waste. And we're probably not even gonna use all this up today. Probably gonna save that though, because it's getting hard to cut into these slices at least. I'll use it for something else. That wasn't very thin. And we don't need leftovers tomorrow because it's Friday. And we get to go out for lunch. Okay, that'll be lots. Yeah, they're grown by my coven. Watermelon and salt? I don't think I've ever done that. Okay, I might just fill up a sheet pan with the little squash pieces. But if I use this small sheet pan, it should fill up pretty quick. Line it with parchment, just because squash is pretty sweet, so it will stick. Save yourself the trouble of trying to clean it later. How come, Spartan? How come you haven't tried squash? It's actually really lovely in the fall. So we're going to layer this out on here. We don't actually want the pieces to touch. Otherwise, they might start to steam. And that is the opposite of roasting. So if it starts to steam, we're not going to get any color on it. And that's not part of the plan. Oh yeah, like salt and chili on mangoes. It's actually really good. They do that in Asia, and I believe that's also like a South American and maybe Mexican thing as well. Well, wherever they grow mangoes, I suppose. Oh, mango lassi, yes. Or like sticky rice with coconut and mango. The list goes on. One more piece. Mango iced tea, yum. Proud of you, Buff, for trying it, even though you'll be afraid the entire time. What, Vune? 2 weeks? That's amazing. I hope you enjoy every minute of it. I'm so jealous. We'll miss ya. Just going on a little vacation with the wifey? Is that what's happening, Vune? What? The logo will be ready for TwitchCon? Okay, I'll keep that in mind. And I so appreciate that you're doing that. You don't have to do that, you know. Okay, I am going olive oil on our mango pieces. and I'm just gonna pour it over and then probably mix them back up. But it was important for me to layer it out the first time so I knew I had enough. Yeah, keep it down. The wife doesn't know that he's going. He's going with the mistress. Okay, Tony Soprano. Yeah, guys, don't tell Vune's wife. Tell her about what? Exactly. Oh no, the oil's making them all stick. And then we for sure gotta put some salt onto here. Maybe some thyme. Squash and thyme is always good. And I think that would be good with the salmon gravlax as well. Okay, I'll grab some from the garden and just quickly chop it up before these go in. And look at how much oil I used. And I actually used quite a bit of oil on here because when you roast things in the oven, it gets super dry, especially at higher heats. And I always find that squash is like one of the worst ones, that if you don't use enough oil, it just gets like weird and rubbery and hard. So over time, I have learned to always heavily oil your squash. Like I would rather have too much oil than not enough. Let's put it that way. And I have a couple pans in this oven that I have to take out as well. My cast irons. So I wash up the cast iron pans and then dry them or bake them in the oven after that. And that's been seeming to keep them really nicely seasoned without even having to put any oil on there. Yeah, it's a business trip. Yeah, it has to try everything once. Okay, going to grab that thyme. We got some time for that. Yeah, we got nothing but time. Smells super good. Yeah, or death? Eventually. Eventually. I don't even think I'll be able to use all of the time that I picked. Torino, welcome in. How's it going? You got the scissor already? I guess it is Thirsty Thursday. We'll keep going. We'll go heavy. Heavy on the time. Yes, Vune. Sammy's streaming. Wow. Maybe we'll go raid him tonight. Give him some love.
Oh, yeah.
See? Giving him some love. Thanks, Vune.
Oh, I died.
And then he dies.
I got a long run.
Well, there's that. Sammy streams. Does he even have the camera on?
No, it's still plugged into that computer right now.
Oh. Okay, let's chop up our time. Does this mean we've broken the time? Guys, I can hear those follows coming in. I just hear bling. Just like consistently losing viewers. It's like, oh, where'd all my viewers go? Yeah, just go unfollow. You spoke way too soon, Vune. Cleavage for views. I could see him doing that. That's the rumor going around? Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Maybe I don't know him. So does that mean if Sam's my manager for stream, am I Sam's stream manager?
No.
Right away. No.
You can't manage yourself. You need somebody to manage you.
Wow. He's going in with the deep words. I'm glad you guys didn't hear that. Okay, time for some salt. Yeah, I guess that is true. Hey, Spartan. The fact that both of us are streaming at the same time. We're on Telus. Good interwebs here.
300 up, 300 down.
Considering we're on an island. Still got it.
Fiber optic still.
Yeah, we got some fiber. All Brad? Okay, Nike. Food is ready. Sausages are so juicy. The onions are so sweet on the toasted potato bun. You don't even need any sauce. Just the onion does the trick. Delish. I'm in, man. I'm in. Check it out. So good layer of salt on there. Nice oil. Some chopped up thyme. Those are ready to go into the oven. I'm actually going to check them every 5 minutes. Just in case. So next up, like I said, we have to get our poaching pot ready, as well as our hollandaise set up. Just move this off the stove top. That's way too bright. Nike, yeah. I'll do cleavage for views. You streamed a bit with a low-cut V-neck t-shirt? Yeah, once. Old man boobs. Yeah. Go get him. It explains everything. Okay, so hollandaise, we need to set up a double boiler. So just a little sauce pot. And we want to fill this about halfway with water, but then it also depends on the bowl that you use on your double boiler. So what we don't want is for the water to be too high in our pot that the bowl is touching the hot water, because then that's gonna give us scrambled egg sauce, not hollandaise sauce. So you don't need that much water either. Obviously, if you're gonna keep it on the stove for a long time, you'll need a little bit more water, but this isn't gonna be on the stovetop for very long. So less than half is totally okay. Zena, thank you very much for the host. And I am just gonna take a quick break. I will be back in like 30 seconds. We're back. We're back. We're back. You were playing Dying Light. Oh, you met the stream through Jay. Amazing. I'm glad you found us. It's a scary game. Oh, I don't know if I could play it then. Definitely not when it's nighttime. What, Spartan? When you say eggs Benedict Cumberbatch, do you have to have your thumb out? Cumberbatch. You must go. Okay. Take care. Thank you so much for the host. Have a wonderful night. Okay. Double boiler. Set it up. And then that is going to go onto medium heat for now. And then next up, our poaching pot. So depending on how many eggs you're gonna cook, kind of guesstimate how they're gonna fit in the pot. And the most amount of eggs that I've poached in one pot at one time is more than 30. So I have a little bit of experience doing this. Tonight, we're doing 3. That was our 5-minute squash timer. I'm just gonna rotate the tray and then do another 5. Smelling really good with the thyme on it though. What? That would actually be really fun viewing. Me streaming horror games.
Oh my god.
I think I would actually like it. Because I know it's just a game. But like the movies they make nowadays are just way too real. And it's too scary for me. Like I don't like ghosts and stuff like that. But gory stuff, totally okay. Okay, poaching pot is on. The pot, it actually wasn't even that big. You just got slammed for brunch. well, consecutive weeks in a row, let's say. It's like, what, a flat of eggs is 30 eggs, right? Makes sense. I am going to grab the white vinegar is what I'm going to use for the poaching pot. And that is the trick that you need to help your eggs coagulate better. So the acid will help the egg white stay all together instead of it just spreading all throughout the water. And then the other important part of poaching is the temperature of the water. Resident Evil 7. Oh, Silent Hill. I liked that movie. So I would like to play that. Like, I'm good with gore and zombies and everything like that. Just no ghosts. No ghosts. Yeah. Very scary, Annie. Chianti Reserva. Oh, wow. I've never heard of that game. And the only amount of vinegar that we need to put in our pot, around a tablespoon. Just a little splash. Don't put too much because, yes, it will eventually make your eggs taste vinegary. So don't overdo it thinking, oh, well, if I put more vinegar, my eggs won't fall apart at all. No, that's not the way to do it. And that is going to also go on a medium heat. Start heating things up. Yeah, the game is really easy, but if you win, you get to be drunk. Yay! You tend to not use vinegar at all, Buff, but you use molds, see? I never use molds. I've never done that. You like supernatural things? I mean, I'm okay with it. I'd just rather not. Okay, so put our duck eggs over by our poaching pot. And then we can start to separate our chicken eggs. We need the yolks separated from the whites, and we're gonna be using, I think, just 2 of the chicken egg yolks to make the hollandaise today. Oh, and for the hollandaise, we also need to start heating up some butter. Yeah, spinny water technique, that's what I always do as well. Okay. Come back to the cutting board for a sec. Dun, na, na, na. So for 2 egg yolks, I am going to cut half a cup of butter. Should be more than enough. And I don't mind having this leftover butter in the fridge. I always find that I can use it up pretty quickly. And this is my quick version of clarified butter, which Sam actually taught me how to do this. Vune, thanks for that. Okay, that was our squash timer as well, by the way. Let's just put this aside for a sec. Chickadee, check things out. Whew, that's steaming. Nice. So it looks like we're getting a little bit of color on the edges, but think we're already cooked. So I am just going to let that cool off now. And then when we go to toast up our muffins under the broiler in the oven, we'll quickly throw the squash in at the same time so it can just get a little reheat on it. But that looks really good. I'll try it once it cools down a bit. Are you serious, Buff? They didn't even give you like a call after that? That's so weird. Okay, so back to stovetop again. Because we gotta melt this butter. And that can go on medium heat as well. This is already pretty warm. And we don't actually want our bowl for the eggs to be hot. We'll let that cool down a bit. Okay, the car company paid for your plane tickets. That's pretty cool. No update on the car. They're like, this guy doesn't even live in America. Who cares? That is nice. Yeah, that is definitely a bonus. Yeah, it's been torched. What?
Turn your mic down 10 decibels. Just
I got messy hands. That is amazing.
that shit's leaked.
Spartan. Yeah. Uber elite. Uber elite. Thank you so much for the 1337. Nuisance tax. That is one of the greatest ones I've seen. Hi, Cookie. How are you?
Am I the nuisance? What?
I don't know who's the nuisance. It's not Sammy. Sammy's not the nuisance, is he? Could it be? All right, butter's melting. Can actually turn our oven off for now. In the bowl, we have our 2 egg yolks separated out, which actually doesn't look like much, but I think we'll be fine. You're the nuisance? No. Meow, 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 meow. Okay, a little bit of hot sauce. For these yolks. And also my version of acid to go into the hollandaise is either apple cider vinegar or lemon juice is my favorite. We can quickly come back over to the board just so you guys are able to see how much of each of these I'm putting in here. And then we are adding these ingredients now to the yolks to kind of prepare them to start taking in the warm butter. So these ingredients kind of make a buffer because they thin out the egg yolk, which otherwise would cook quite quick. And we don't want to make scrambled eggs. So for this amount of hollandaise, Doing like a teaspoon of hot sauce. Typically it is Tabasco, but I like to use the Chipotle Buffalo instead. And then same amount of apple cider vinegar, like a teaspoon. It's gonna be perfect. And both of these are also needed to cut the butter in the sauce. So that's gonna help bring everything together. And all I'm gonna do is whisk that together until it's smooth. That's it, until our butter is hot, and then we can start making the sauce. So let's go back over to the stove. Almost there. Hi, I'm ready to poop. What? Yeah, it's torture. Well, I'm glad you keep coming back. Nike, I'm reading your thing, but I'm not gonna like read it out. That's so weird. It's okay. Just talking through the window, guys. It's fine, it's fine. Since 1995, yeah, making mouths water. Since I was 4 years old, I'll take it. I will take it. Okay, butter is just starting to come up to a boil, which is what we want, my friends. And there's gonna be 2 stages to clarifying our butter quickly like this. So the first time it's going to foam up a little bit and then go back down. And then the second time it's gonna start to kind of really foam and the bubbles will keep getting bigger and bigger. That's when you know you're done. Did I have a toy oven though? I don't know if I did. I had a pretty epic Barbie house with an elevator in it though. But I don't think I had the toy oven. I'm watching the butter, guys. While I'm waiting, I'm also slicing open our English muffins. Oh, yes, yes, yes. It's true, Annie. I did have an Easy Bake, and that thing was pretty legit. I remember making stuff in there. It's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. Okay, so see this starting to foam up? It's kind of the first foam. And it looks like the dairy solids are kind of floating on top of the butter. Yeah, it came with the batter. It's like little dried mixes of stuff. Basically Betty Crocker mixes that you bake in an electric oven. I mean, nothing far from the real thing. It wasn't bad. I don't remember them being bad either. Or maybe when I like got my parents or whoever to try what I made in it, maybe they were just lying to me. It's good, right? Yeah, it's super good. Not at all. Yeah, does Betty Crocker know though? Shh, don't tell. Checking out my poaching water. I'm gonna turn it up a bit now. We do want it to just be simmering, just a little bit of agitation in there. Okay, so now we can see the butter pot. It looks like the dairy solids, so all the white stuff that's floating, it's starting to kind of disappear, right? And that's exactly what is happening as we're clarifying the butter, is we're cooking any dairy that is left in it out of it, AKA making ghee, which is insanely expensive to buy. I think it's like $20 for a 500 milliliter jar. And a pound of butter is like $5 or $7. So now, look at how the bubbles are starting to change and they're starting to grow bigger and bigger. That's how we know we have achieved where we want to be. So I'll let it go for a little bit more, but as soon as you start to see it kind of turn color or stuff starting to brown on the bottom, time to pour it out. I'm just gonna pour it into this glass measuring cup so that it doesn't keep cooking in the pot. Beautiful. And then if we look at that, everything is going to sink to the bottom that we don't want, and then we can just pour our perfect clarified butter into our egg yolks. Now that we have butter ready, time to make some hollandaise. So we're gonna heat up our yolk just a little bit before we start adding the butter. And typically the yolk just goes a little bit more pale when it is ready to start taking in the butter. It also may thicken up a touch as well, right? Whenever you're putting heat to eggs. Now, start slowly adding in our butter while whisking. If there's any point that it looks like your eggs might start to stick on the bowl, take it off of the double boiler. Because once you cook your yolks, there is no coming back from that, and you have to start over. The egg yolk will not accept the warm butter if it's been cooked already. So I think I might actually come back over here and finish adding the butter. We don't even need this anymore. Because the butter is still really hot too, right? It just came out of the pan. So come back over here. Look how thick this got already. But the yolk is not scrambled. Very important. My poaching water went crazy. You screwed up last time, Bune. What? Yeah, exactly. I'll just come over and make the hollandaise for you. Paul, hi. Yeah, you will accept the yolk and the warm butter. Thank you, man. Thank you. I think you guys just need to resort to making the sauce in a blender instead. And so now, we're at this point where our sauce is super thick, but we haven't used up all our butter yet. So what is this all about? This is where some weird stuff comes in, and we start adding in a little bit of water to thin it back out. And basically, this is the same technique as making mayonnaise, except we're using butter instead of oil. So thin that back out. We don't want to go too thin, especially not at the end. But we might add water once or twice throughout making the hollandaise. Okay, that looks nice again. And now, how warm is this still? It's actually still pretty warm. So I think we're good to keep adding the butter. Almost there. And then we want our sauce to be a consistency that it coats the spoon or an egg. I just hate when you get hollandaise sauce and it just like is completely ran off the egg already onto the plate, and you're like, what? Like, what is this? So that's too thin. But then I've also had hollandaise sauce that is way too thick and doesn't even move when you cut into the egg. One other thing I'll say, hollandaise does not sit well. So you always want to make this as close to serving time as possible. And then I can also say that as it sits, or as you try to hold it, it will thicken up every single time. So I'm gonna leave this a little bit thinner right now and see what happens, and just leave this in a warm spot, not hot, not cold. If it gets too hot, the butter will split from the eggs. If it gets too cold, well, there's not really a safe way to kind of heat it back up without it splitting on you. So that's the temperamental part. My bowl needs more inertia. Yeah, we need more. Okay, I'm good with that. I'm gonna put it by the stove top. And then real quick, before we even start poaching the eggs, let's get our gravlax out. Ooh, Corbo, thank you for the follow. Thank you, Vune. Yes, not my first hollandaise sauce, and definitely not my last. And can I just say that you guys know that you can like message me or even do like a Discord voice chat if needed. If you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I need help cooking at home. I am here. I'm not stuck in a restaurant all the time now. Yeah, you got catfished. Personal training? Yes, do it. I'm confident in that. It's like riding a bike, right? Yeah, I did a couple new alerts. The only one that I have to fix still, Vune, is the gifted sub one. It just gets cut off a little bit at the bottom. That's my little piece of gravlax that I've already sliced off of. So I just wrapped the skin back over it to keep it all happy. There's a little bit of scales on it here. I think we're good. Okay, our poaching pot is still too high. I don't know why it started to go crazy all of a sudden. So I'm gonna try and let that cool down a little bit. And then, this is the greatest thing ever. So you guys remember when we got that Serrano ham and it came with the knife and the holder for the ham? Well, this slicing knife is the best thing for this. It's awesome. B-Town? I says, pardon? How's it going, man? Good to see you in here. Guys, that's one of Sammy's really good friends. We're staying at his house for our wedding. We're gonna wreck it. Wreck it up. Okay, let's slice this fish. So, thing with gravlax is you actually want to slice it pretty thin. Otherwise, it's kind of like this chewy raw salmon thing happening in your mouth. Not very good. And you can kind of see that I already have started cutting it on an angle. So let's keep doing that. And we want to try to not really press too hard on the fish either when we're holding it down. And then as we go towards the skin, kind of just lift your knife to get it off. That was a little too thin. This is actually pretty challenging for me to do properly. And I think it really is better when it's like still partially frozen. I'm gonna try and even this out a little bit more.
What days is Harley working?
Yeah, bring out the sushi chef. Yeah, this isn't teppanyaki, guys. We're not just throwing shit in the air. But that would be really fun to do a stream that way. Throw it in the air and stab it into your foot. Ouch. I'm gonna try and get this bottom part off. Maybe it's not gonna happen, but I think I'll have to sacrifice this little piece. So good. You mean Stream Elements? Stream Elements View. I don't know how to hold on to this so I don't cut myself. We're running out of room. And then see, you can tell that the fish is too warm because it's starting to stick to the knife as well. You're having to get salmon tonight because of the streams. I've been doing a lot of salmon. And I am okay with this. Because I freaking love it. And all of this stuff is, like, we're still working on the stuff that I caught. So this is a different type of salmon than what we cooked last night. This is called a coho. Maybe we'll flip this way and do it kind of like backwards. I don't know. Or go up. How about that? We can't put that one there, it'll get stabbed. Oh no. Guys, this is where I stop. Just stop making a fool of myself. Okay, this is not gonna get wasted. I will tell you that. But it's useless trying to get a really nice piece out of that. So we will carry on. I will put that in the fridge for now. Messy salmon. All right, back to the stove. Viewn. We don't just throw shit in the air. Perfect, man. You're probably gonna get way too many quotes from me on here, which I am okay with. Okay, let's drop some eggies in the pot. Turn it up just a touch. Just want a little bit of agitation in there. Just a little bit. And duck eggs obviously take a little bit longer than chicken eggs to poach. I would say maybe closer to like 4 minutes compared to usually it's like 2 minutes, 2 to 3. So my special way that I like to drop my eggs in the pot is, I don't know, the trick I heard, I guess, or looked up, is you actually drop it so down the side of the pot, and then it'll hit the bottom and kind of come back into itself. And then I also swirl the water. Like water's swirling, the eggs are going in, it's crazy. But it always works for me. You guys. Yeah. Messy salmon, yeah. I will forever remember these quotes. Okay, we see some bubbles at the bottom of our pot. This is perfect. So first step, start making that whirlpool. One egg, ripping around in there. Two eggs. Going slower. One more whirl. We'll get the last one in. Why I keep dropping shells in the pot, I don't know. And this is what we don't want the eggs to do, is to kind of sit on the bottom of the pot. Because I have had eggs stick to the bottom of a pot as well, and that is not fun to clean. Okay, so it looks like our water definitely hot enough, so I'll turn that down. And all of the eggs have come back together and are not stuck onto the bottom of the pot. So now, about 3 minutes from now,
Why did they all just respawn?
should be coming out. And then while those are cooking, we need a little plate to put the eggs on when they come out, just with some sort of towel on it to soak up the water. We don't want to put a wet egg on a toasted muffin. Speaking of toasted muffins, let's turn our broiler on. What? An ooze brood raid. Welcome, guys. G for F. Hugs for reals. Hugs. Welcome in, ooze. I hope you had a wonderful day at the market. At least I think that's where you were streaming from. I don't know if you changed things up. Hi, Marmite Avocado. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Paul, you ruined your microwave when you're in high school by putting a hot dog bun in there for 5 minutes. Amazing. Yeah, what? Did you know there's a TV on your stove? Imagine just like a little tablet right here. That'd be epic.
Guess what? Second baby.
It's a baby. A food baby, that is. Amazing, Vune. 18 months. This is insane. Thank you so much, man, for everything that you do. Oh, hi, Chevy guy. You're here too. Hello, commentator. Yeah, tinfoil, that's the best for microwaves. Okay, checking on our eggs. Still not there. Duck eggs are 1.5 times the size of a chicken egg, so they do take a bit longer, especially that custardy yolk. Bucktown 1981. Thank you for the follow and welcome in. Yeah, Salt is getting a brother. His name is Pepper. Love it, Vune. 18 months already? What? Will I ever cook an ostrich egg? Well, funny you ask, because we have been cooking with emu eggs. That's the closest thing I could source here where I live that is like local. And they are delicious. I feel the white, because to me it's always really important that the white is fully cooked. Otherwise, like, kind of get this snotty egg thing happening almost. Not good at all. Nobody wants that. Oh, sounds good, Ooze. Thanks for popping in. I hope you have a wonderful night as well. Okay, I'm gonna say that these are great to come out. So feeling the yolk, you can see it's still nice and soft, but it looks like the white is fully cooked. So we'll put that over by our salmon gravlax. Time to come back to the cutting board. And we are actually just getting ready to plate up, so perfect timing. Eggs Benedict, yep, good guess. So, coho salmon gravlax that I fished and caught for myself. And then we cured it with salt, sugar, and spices for a few days. Now we are here, sliced it nice and thin. soft poached duck eggs or like medium-ish, but you definitely need a yolk that's runny. English muffins going under the broiler to toast up. And then we also have some squash going on to here that we roasted up earlier with some thyme from the garden. So we'll reheat that up as well. And then last part is our hollandaise sauce that we also just finished making. And then I was saying when I was making it that it always likes to thicken up as it sits. And so it did. And that's why I left a little bit of butter out, as well as just a touch of water back in there to loosen it up. Because we want it to coat the egg, not run off, and also not be too thick. Yeah, holiday sauce. Last thing I'm gonna do, just a little pinch of salt. And we will give that a taste. One more small pinch of salt. And I'm just gonna put it over our warm poaching pot to just get a little bit of heat on there. Muffins are toasted. I really don't like to go too dark on them. Just a little bit of toasting on the outside of it. Rum and hollandaise? I've never heard of that, but I could see it being good. You always need something acidic to go in there to cut the butter. Spider-faced, hello. Pulse. Good luck. Cardio and you aren't on speaking terms. Okay, man. Take care. I actually love making eggs Benedict. But to be honest, when I first started making it, I totally did not. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna show brunch who's boss. And then I just made sure that I became really good at making brunch. And then I didn't care after that. First things first, on our plate, English muffin. Next thing going on is our roasted squash, and this is a carnival squash. You can eat the skin as well. So not really any waste there. I really love how we cut that as well. I had a plan, see?
You can scan that further.
Sometimes the egg white falls off on the duck eggs, and I am okay with that. Oh, hello. Why is she putting the egg on when she should be putting the salmon on? Salmon on that so that the warm squash heats up our gravlax a little bit. Hey aviators, how are you? And then when we're putting our ingredients on the English muffin, we also want to make sure that the egg is not going to try to fall off the side. Get off, little stringy egg. Shut this light off. There we go. And now, the moment of truth. And I think I just want to quickly chop up a little bit of chive for garnish. Okay, you're heading off, Yoon, and you're leaving on Sunday. And we're actually back streaming on Sunday. So I don't know if I'll see you. I hope you have a wonderful time in Turkey, man. So enjoy it. If you can, maybe give us a couple posts on Discord to let us know what you're doing or eating. We would love that. Okay, grabbing those chives quick, because we need to get into this while it's warm. So cute, a little finch just went into the water bath beside me, or the bird bath as I was out there just now. He's just like, chew. I'm like, hello, little birdie. Okay, go, go, go. Chives, because the plate needed something green. Isn't that the truth, though? Yeah, this hollandaise, really, really nice. Great consistency. Are we ready? It looks really nice and light, actually. I can get with this. I can get behind this. I dripped on the plate. No. No, Indog. Actually, we were pretty quick today. I'm sorry, man. You did miss it. Yeah, and now the rum. And now we take shots. Just a little sprinkle of our chivers. Because garnish. Just gonna wipe up the little bit of sauce that I spilled. Okay. Okay, right, guys? Okay, BRB. Photo time. Hell yeah, that looks good. That's actually one of my better hollandaise sauces for sure. Yeah, Captain Jack Sparrow cookbook. I do love pirate things. Yeah, just in time for the best part. I know that Nike likes to be my clip star when we do yolk porns. Nice. Walk 5 minutes and get some killer eggs, Benny. Consider yourself lucky. Okay, towards the camera. It's hard just to get into there.
Sure. I found an LFG, but then, like,
Did I cut it all the way? Yep. Yep. Messy and delicious. So see how the egg yolk just starts to kind of become one with the hollandaise sauce? Butter, eggs, salmon, squash, bun. So simple, so delicious. Okay, let's see how everything tastes together. So you get the sweetness of the squash at the end with the thyme. Super nice. It kind of cleanses the salmon from your palate. Yeah, you can never go wrong with fat. There is Benny for Sammy. He can have this one and build himself another one. You know what? That's so true though, commentator. Is fat does make everything taste good or better. Yeah, all for us. None for Sammy. Oh wait, he made it.
huh?
He made it. Hey, the fuck, how are you? Okay, this is gonna be a big bite. Oh, you just seared some steaks on the egg? Hell yeah. You good, Sama? Honestly, Cookie, we're just used to plating with our hands all the time. It's just kind of second nature, grabbing with your hands. Like, other than tweezers or maybe tongs, I would say that like 90% of food is plated with your hands. Good combination, I think. Hey, Sam?
Really good.
The hollandaise turned out like super fluffy this time. What? Thank you for the 1,000 biddies, Cookie.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Vicky.
thank you. Hey, that is 1,000 biddies towards a fillet knife. Because I feel like I need that since we are like in a whole salmon production thing going on over here. This is a mountain man? Yep. I think so. This egg cross section. This one. Yeah, I'm gonna crush it. Right meow. I actually can believe that, commentator. That's not the fat that makes you fat. It's the combination of putting it with sugar things that makes you fat. And your body's like, how do I digest this? Big sexy. Sammy is my brother. You should have seen him in 6th grade. He ate everyone's tots and pineapple. I hated Wednesdays at school because of this. Sammy.
Give me your tots.
Yeah, give me your tots. Don't have to put that plate in the dishwasher. She's clean. That's pretty crazy, commentator. I think there's a lot of weird things going on in the food industry right now. And obviously our bodies don't know how to react to it because there's so many allergies that have been, I don't know, coming to fruition. Yeah, the big food industry, totally. And that, I don't think we'll ever get out of like that war against the big food and like the fast food chains. And it's pretty crazy to like be in the industry as a chef. Thank you, Spiderface, for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome in. It's like as a professional chef, like you'll never get over the fact that people are working in fast food, not really cooking, but still getting paid more than you and what you are doing. That's so crazy to fuck. Ah, there's so much yolk. This is why I did this. More squash. Yeah, need more bread or squash. Squash, egg yolk, and butter? Yeah, that's all right. I'm okay. So I got a message on Instagram yesterday from this like older looking gentleman. And he's like, "Where do you live? My wife and I follow you on Instagram and we love your plating and would love to taste some of your food." And I was like, "Oh, I'm on Vancouver Island in Canada." And he's like, "I'm from this spot. I'm not going to say where it is. And it's like a 20-minute drive from here." And so I was like, "What? Like, I would love to cook for you." But he's asking if I'm working at a restaurant still. So maybe he thinks I'd be cooking for him at a restaurant. So we'll see what he says. But this could like be the beginning of basically how we start our food truck. Sam and I's plan is to kind of create our customer base before we even open the truck, so that we know we will already have customers wanting our food when we do open, and it won't be as hard for us to make money right away. So I'm gonna message that guy back and just see kind of what he's looking for. Either he'll come here and I'll cook for him, or I can go to his place and cook for him and his wife. But this is something that I wanted to start doing, so really exciting for me. What? You're in Vancouver? What? I have another viewer in Vancouver as well. His name is Hojerific. Seriously, anytime you want to come visit, we are in. We now have olive oil production, really? Yeah, farms are amazing aviators. That's still like my end goal in life, is to have a farm. Basically just so I could live off of the land. Bags and flags. I do know Hitch, and Sam has picked him up from the ferry. This was this year still. Earlier this year, and we cooked for him. It was awesome. Amazing guy. Amazing, amazing guy. Shout out Bellingham. Yes, I've been there. Actually, really nice spot. We had really good burgers at a diner there. Or sorry, at a drive-in, a legit drive-in still. We got waffle fries. And then we went for a really nice hike at some spot in Bellingham. I forget what it was called though. Vancouver Island is actually way less expensive than Vancouver, which is why there is like a huge influx of people moving to the island, like a huge boom here right now, housing wise. Totally, aviator, totally. And I know that I'll have a tough part with like butchering an animal that I raise, but I think that's like something that you need to do as a human. Like if you eat meat, you need to know what that feels like. Because literally every time you eat meat, like you've already killed an animal, right? It explains the traffic, totally. Yeah, it's insane here. Okay, guys. Look at this, a clean plate. I'm proud of myself. Usually I don't finish my food on stream with you. Okay, who are we gonna go raid? It's like, I don't even know if it's a 10 out of 10 clean. I would give that maybe an 8. Like, it could be cleaner than that. Okay, who are we going to go visit? Is Sammy gonna get a raid? What do we think? Boomers, yes, it was so good. Okay, Nike, we'll go see. Let's do it. Boundary Bay. See, I don't know if we got there. It was just a quick day trip. Okay, my wonderful people. I am signing off for the night, but we will be back on Sunday. I think we're doing something on the smoker on Sunday. Sammy, what are we making Sunday?
Huh?
What are we making Sunday on the smoker?
I don't know.
Okay.
We could do the turkey.
Oh, possibly smoked turkey stream cookie. It just has to thaw in time. Yeah, we're gonna go see Sammy. Dog, the chef. Yeah, yes. Smoked turkey, but we are gonna be cooking something up outside on the big green egg, and I'll do something inside. Maybe we'll do like a full-blown turkey dinner. Let's see how hard it is to get cranberry sauce at this time of year. Okay, thanks for everything today, guys. Cookie, the biddies, all of the new follows, the 2 raids. Thank you to all of my ooze people. And Silent Spartan with the uber lead. And yes, we are going to go raid Dog the chef, aka Sammy, aka my fiance.
Don't do it. Don't rape me.
He says no. Why is he saying no? He's saying no, guys. Oh no. Do we just say it's too late? Well, there is Lullaboo. Okay, let's go do Lullaboo then. Sad times. Oh, is cheese pizza going? Okay, I don't know why that didn't show up on my folder. Okay, we're going in. Cheese pizza. I'm gonna guess that he's making pizza. Yeah, Sam doesn't want him, or Sam doesn't want to be watched while he levels.
Yeah, but you can only search one.
Okay, have a wonderful night or day, guys, and hope to see you Sunday.